Don and his wife Alice are hiding in a cabin in a rural area of England with other survivors. The group of survivors is having dinner when suddenly there's a knock on the door. A boy is asking for help. Don opens the door and lets him in. They give him food, and the boy tells them that the infected were chasing him. One of the survivors notices a horde of infected approaching the cabin and is attacked, turning into one of them. She attacks another person, and Don attacks the infected girl. Meanwhile, more infected enter the house while Alice and the others escape. Don runs to find Alice. The elderly are bitten by the infected. The boy is hiding in the closet. Don wants Alice to leave the boy, but Alice decides to save him. An infected person arrives, and Don decides to leave Alice and the boy alone. Don escapes through the window, leaving poor Alice screaming for help.
You disgust me.
Not the most courageous man. Don runs without stopping, chased by a horde of infected, and then he finds Jacob, one of the survivors, in a boat about to leave, so they both go. Well, not really, because Jacob gets grabbed by the infected and Don escapes alone. And so it begins. Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I am going to recap the movie. The American soldiers Doyle, who is a Delta sniper on a team of shooters stationed on rooftops, and Flynn, a helicopter pilot and member of the Night Stalkers, joke with the other soldiers about a guy masturbating.
Guy jerking off in the toilet.
Oh, bug nuts. Him again. I saw him yesterday.
Major Scarlett Levy, a U.S. Army medical officer, is angry about not being informed by her superiors about the arrival of minors at the militarized security zone in London designated for repopulation. She examines the newly arrived Britons who were outside at the time of the primary infection. The minors in question are the teenager Tammy and her younger brother Andy. Both are examined before arriving in the country, and Scarlett notices that Andy has eyes of different colors, inherited from his mother. They both pass the tests and are allowed to enter. Andy and Tammy are taken along with the other recruited civilians to the security zone, District 1 of London, located on the Isle of Dogs.
We have hot and cold running water, 24-hour electricity, a medical center, a supermarket, and even a pub.
Upon arrival, Andy and Tammy meet their father, who turns out to be Don. In other words, their mother was Alice. Scarlett expresses her concern to the other soldiers about the entry of children and the possibility of the virus returning.
It won't come back.
Don takes the children to their home in the penthouse of a building in the security zone. Don lies to the children and tells them that Alice was bitten.
I tried to go back. She was already gone.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Don says he arrived at a military camp, and the military put him in quarantine until his children arrived. Meanwhile, Flynn falls asleep in the helicopter and is scared by Doyle. He leaves and gets scared again. Then Doyle starts watching the people in the building through his sniper scope. Andy can't sleep because he worries about forgetting his mother's image. So the next day, Tammy and Andy leave the building, planning to go to their house outside the safe zone to look for a photo of their mother. Doyle notices. Tammy and Andy find delivery motorcycles in front of a pizzeria. So Tammy enters the pizzeria to look for the keys. They ride the motorcycle to their old house. Don realizes that his children are not at home. When they arrive, Tammy and Andy search for their mother's photo and gather some of her things to take with them. While Andy is looking for Tammy in the attic, he finds his mother.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
His mother scares Andy by hugging him so tightly that he runs out. As they leave the house, they encounter the military who are there searching for them.
Doyle, I got your puppy.
They also take Alice and disinfect her. Scarlett, after doing a blood test on Alice, realizes that she was bitten.
Have you come into direct contact with The infected?
I don't know. You tell me.
The military tells Don that they found the children and also Alice. Tammy gets angry with Don for lying to them about their mother.
I wouldn't have told you that. I was sure.
Later, Scarlett realizes that Alice is infected.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
According to Scarlett, Alice doesn't show symptoms due to a genetic anomaly that prevents Alice from becoming a sort of zombie. Although she doesn't turn, she can still infect others. Scarlett argues with Brigadier General Stone, the commanding officer of the NATO forces, who believes that, as an asymptomatic carrier, Alice should be eliminated. Don goes to where Alice is to ask for forgiveness. Scarlett tries to convince Stone to keep Alice alive and study her, but Stone ignores her. Alice tells Don that she loves him, and Don approaches Alice to kiss her, not knowing that Alice had the virus. So he gets infected. Don attacks Alice and bites her, then gouges her eyes.
Gangster. That's gangster.
As he leaves, Don starts killing soldiers. Stone realizes this and orders a code red, a military alert for virus outbreaks.
It's all over, people. We don't have a prayer.
The soldier guarding the children tells them he will be right back but won't return because he is bitten upon leaving. So, transformed, he attacks the children. But Scarlett arrives and saves them. Scarlett tries to get them out, but Andy gets lost in the horde of people being led to a safe zone. The people are locked up and beg to be let out. The military seals off all civilian areas. In the safe zone, Andy encounters his infected father. Andy runs away while Don infects more people in the area. As Don bites everyone, Andy escapes through the ventilation ducts. Tammy and Scarlett run from the building while the military shoots only at the infected. Stone doesn't care anymore and orders everyone to be shot.
Shoot everything. Targets now free.
Scarlett sends a message to find Andy. Andy manages to escape the safe zone. The military starts shooting at everyone. Andy is almost bitten, but Doyle saves him. The boy flees into a store with a man. In the store, there are more people hiding, where he finds Tammy and Scarlett. Andy tells Tammy that their father is one of them, which saddens Tammy. Doyle abandons his post and shows up at the store.
Why aren't you at your post?
Well, actually, that's none of your business.
Helping the people to leave. Flynn calls Doyle and tells him what he's doing is dangerous, as he might get himself killed. Flynn warns him that they have already ordered the bombing of District 1. So Doyle tries to guide the people out of the district.
Because that's what heroes do.
But they are shot at and Scarlett is injured. Doyle tells one of the survivors to cross the street to distract the sniper and kill him, but the guy refuses. Andy, as he has enormous guts and the power of Ultra Instinct, runs down the street and Doyle manages to kill the sniper. F-16s arrive to bomb the district. Fortunately, Doyle and the others escape through a tunnel beneath the River Thames. Infected who escaped from the safe zone emerge in a horde. The group heads to Regent's Park. There, Doyle tells Scarlett that he decided to help them when he saw the boy. Scarlett tells him that she helped the children because their mother was immune to the virus. So she believes the children might have that immunity and makes Doyle understand that he must protect the children at all costs. Flynn informs Doyle about the infected that escaped the bombing. Doyle quickly realizes the infected are coming. When Flynn lands, he says he won't take the other people, but Doyle tells him he has to take the kids. Then a guy climbs onto the helicopter, and Flynn tries to get him off. Realizing the infected are coming, Flynn kills them with the helicopter blades.
A fucking strategy, alright?
The others run from the infected that chase them. They run and run non-stop while Doyle shoots them. On the way, they find that the city is filling up with chemical gases.
Aw, for the love of crud!
So the group hides in a car while the infected die from the gas. Doyle tells Scarlett they must go to the city stadium. The car won't start, so Doyle gets out to push it until it starts. But then soldiers arrive with flamethrowers and burn him just as the car finally starts.
Because that's what heroes do.
Scarlet flees, dodging the gases in the streets. She also dodges shots from an Apache helicopter. To evade the attack, she drives to the London Underground system, where she and the children continue their escape on foot. Scarlet uses Doyle's rifle's night vision scope to guide the children through a pile of corpses. Andy and Tammy fall. Scarlet finds Tammy but also finds Dawn, who takes the rifle and kills her. Tammy grabs the rifle and realizes what's happening. Andy is lost in the subway and encounters his father. Dawn attacks and bites him. Tammy arrives and shoots her father until he finally dies. Andy runs away from his sister but falls. Andy asks Tammy if he's one of them.
No.
Although he is obviously infected, the siblings reach the stadium. Flynn asks them about Doyle, but Tammy tells him only they are left. Flynn rescues them and takes them in the helicopter over the English Channel, crossing the southern British landscape. The helicopter's wreckage appears in the scene, and someone asks for help in a French accent through an abandoned radio in the helicopter. We see infected people running toward the Eiffel Tower, implying that the virus has spread to France, possibly to Europe, or maybe to the world. It's unknown what happened to Flynn, Tammy, and Andy, and so the movie ends.